Ellarigu namaskara. I hope you all are doing good. Welcome back to the Little Things. If you are someone who's toying with the idea of coming to Canada, then there are so many different programs through which you can do this, and the most popular among them is definitely the express entry. Now I'll tell you a funny thing. Until we got our COPR, booked our flight tickets, and announced to everyone that we are coming to Canada, till then, Canada was never a part of our conversation with anyone. But once we did so, so many people actually told us that they were also interested in this and they wanted to know more about it and whether they are eligible for the program or not. And if you are someone who's also new to Express Entry and wondering whether you are eligible for this program or not, then this is the video which you need to watch, which will help you to get better insights about it. Before getting started with the video, I have a very important advice to you guys. Please do your research. Trust me when I say this, when we started our PR process, we went into it with zero research. Thankfully, everything turned out well at the end of the day, but still, the journey itself was a difficult one for us. With some prior research, it wouldn't be so, and also we would have saved a lot of money too. For example, the first time when we actually made some investment into this PR process is when we paid 2000 rupees to our consultancy just to check whether we were eligible for express entry or not. You know, they made it sound like only they can check our eligibility, wherein an immigration lawyer will go through our details and decide whether we will be eligible or not. And only if we were eligible, they would sign us up. Back then we felt like, wow, such a great consultancy, because by then we had heard about so many stories wherein people would have paid money before even starting with the process, and later on they would get to know that they were not eligible at all, thereby losing all their money. So obviously we felt like these people actually care about their clients. But now, do you know how do we feel about all this? We just feel stupid. The reason being, anybody can check whether they are eligible or not by just reading about the minimum requirements for this program or just by answering some questions on the CIC website, and it definitely does not require an immigration lawyer to tell you this. Consultancies are definitely scamming people by withholding this information from us, and what do you think could have prevented this? A simple research from our end. See, I'm not a YouTuber who will tell you that all consultancies are fake, they're just there to scam people. Not at all. Because we at least got our PR through the assistance of a consultancy itself. But with the information and experience that I've gained through this entire PR process, what I can definitely tell you is, if you are ready to put in some hard work, you can very much do this and you don't need a consultancy. Let's say that you still want to go ahead with the consultancy, and if in case they're telling you that they will charge you some money to check your eligibility, you can just tell them that you have already checked your eligibility and you will not be paying them any money. So you see, knowledge is power. And also guys, at the end of the day, it is your dream and nobody can ever care more about your dream than yourself. No consultancy, no YouTuber, no one but you. So if you're up for it, turn on your research mode and let's do this together. Now, Express Entry program's main aim is to let skilled workers to immigrate and settle in Canada permanently by getting PR. When we decided to come to Canada, we had no technical knowledge about this program. We didn't even know that there were 3 different programs under Express Entry. So let's first have a quick look at these 3 different programs. The first one is FSW or Federal Skilled Worker Program, and this is the most popular program among the lot. Now, although people don't mention specifically, most of the videos that you get to see on YouTube about Express Entry PR process is going to be about this program. The reason being, this program is for all those people who have foreign work experience, that is, people who do not have Canadian work experience, and most of the people fall under this category, and even we came to Canada through this program itself. Next is FST or Federal Skilled Trades Program. Now this program is designed specifically for those people who specialize in work which is not your regular desk job. Instead, it will require on-site physical work. Some examples could be that of chef, equipment operator, or airplane mechanic, things like that. The final program is CEC or Canadian Experience Class Program. I would say that this program is for those people who can plan for long term. The reason being, unlike other programs where you need to get your PR and then come to Canada, in case of CEC, you will have to first come to Canada through, study visa or work permit, gain Canadian experience, and then apply and get your PR. So it definitely requires more money and time to get your PR through CEC, but this is also the program which is gaining more popularity amongst people with low CRS scores, because of which they are unable to get PR through the other programs. One important thing to note is none of these programs are applicable if you're planning to live in Quebec, because this province selects its own skilled workers. Now you might have also heard about PNP program, which is a different program from Express Entry, but provinces and territories can actually pick candidates from the Express Entry pool to meet their local labor market needs. So coming back to Express Entry, the basis on which these programs are classified is definitely by the kind of work experience you have, but there are other eligibility criteria as well that you need to meet in order to get eligible for these programs. So the criteria based on which your eligibility will be checked includes education, type and amount of work experience, whether you have a job offer or not, and language skills. Let's quickly compare all these programs, and please do keep in mind that the things that I'll mention now would be the minimum eligibility criteria, but practically speaking, in today's time of high CRS cutoff scores, you definitely have to meet and surpass these criteria for you to get your PR. So first is education. Only FSW program needs you to have a minimum of secondary education, while it's not required for the other two programs. As I said already, in the current scenario, for sure with just +2 or 12th, you will not get PR. But having Masters or PhD is what will let you meet the cutoff score. So if you just have Bachelor's or Diploma, then by doing Masters, you can increase your score. Next is type of work experience. To understand this, you need to have knowledge about NOC code, and very soon I'll be coming up with a video on NOC and how to find your NOC code, so do subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on that video. For now, just think that NOC is the way how they have classified all the different occupations here in Canada, and every occupation has got its own code. Just tells you how organized the system is. Software engineers, data analysts, nurse, electricians, plumbers, you name it, everything has its own unique code. So for FSW and FST, you can have either Canadian or foreign work experience, but for CEC, as the name implies, you must have Canadian work experience, and the NOC codes applicable are 0, A and B for FSW and CEC, but only NOC code B for FST. Next is amount of work experience. For FSW, you need to have 1 year continuous work experience within the last 10 years in your primary occupation. Now, I have seen few YouTube videos wherein they say it would be full-time experience. But guys, the data you're seeing here is directly from CIC website, wherein they say that this can be a combination of part-time, full-time, or even more than one job is considered as well. What's important is you should be working continuously for 1 full year without any breaks in between, and it should be paid. For FST, you need to have 2 years work experience within the last 5 years, and this can be a combination of full-time or part-time work. For CEC, you need to have 1 year Canadian work experience within the last 3 years, and this again can be a combination of full-time or part-time work, just like FSW. But please note that self-employment, work experience gained while you were a full-time student, including co-op, or voluntary work doesn't count towards this. Let's look at the job offer now. Both FSW and CEC do not require you to have job offers, but if you have it, it will increase your points now and tremendously impact your CRS score later on. It's only for the FST program that either you will require a job offer, and this should be a full-time job and valid at least for a period of 1 year, or if you're unable to get a job offer, then you need to obtain a certificate of qualification by taking up exams here in Canada, which will certify that you are qualified to work in that specific trade. This certificate can be issued either by specific provinces and territories or the federal authority. The last but not the least, and certainly very important criteria, is your language skills. Now, Canada has two official languages, English and French, and you need to know at least one of them. And what if you know both the languages? Then, well, I'll say that you have just hit a jackpot. A lot of emphasis is given to language, and it can actually make or break your Canadian PR dream. Now, why so much emphasis is given to the language when compared to your work or education is because once you get your PR and come to Canada, one of the basic life skills that you will require to get well adapted and integrated into the Canadian system is by knowing the language of the land. So there are exams that you need to take to prove your language skills in English and or French. And irrespective of whether it is English or French, the minimum that we are looking at is a CLB 7 for FSW. In case of FST, we need a CLB 5 for speaking and listening and CLB 4 for reading and writing. And for CEC, depending on the NOC code, we will need CLB 7 for NOC 0 or A and CLB 5 for NOC B. If you're wondering what is the CLB, it's again a Canadian standard of assessing your language skills, and I'll be creating a video explaining the same in the future. I hope that now you guys know what are the basic and minimum eligibility criteria for all the three different express entry programs. Now, if you see most of the videos on YouTube about how to check your eligibility for express entry, then they just generalize and tell you that you need to go to CIC website, answer a bunch of questions, and if you get a score of 67 or above, then you'll be eligible. Of course, you can check your eligibility for all the three programs by doing this, but what people miss out on saying is that the requirement of getting the score of 67 or above is just for FSW program, and it doesn't hold good for FST or CEC. So I just wanted to clarify that. So in my next video, I'll take you guys to the CIC website and show you how easily you can check your eligibility without paying a single penny to the consultancy. I guess that's it for the day, guys, and I hope to see you all soon in my next video. If you thought that this video was informative or helpful in any way, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's your support which encourages me to create more such content, so please do it. I wish for all of us to be blessed with abundant love, peace and happiness. Take care, and do remember, life's all about the little things.